high school, middle school wrestling, one of the things we know we have to do is when a guy takes a bad shot, we put him in bad position, we have to get that score. Wrestling can really be simplified into this. Wrestling's about moving from one good position to the next good position. A lot of times we can complicate it with all these techniques, but really we want to simplify it down and know that we can score in these certain positions. So the first drill we're going to do, not even really a technique, a drill, my opponent's going to be on all fours. Here's what I would suggest to you coaches. Make sure that when you line your athletes up in your room, they're all facing the same direction. That will allow you to watch and see more clearly them doing this over and over and over. We know this, repetition is the key to learning. We can't just do this once, it's over and over and over. So the first drill we're gonna do, our opponent's gonna be in all fours, and all we're gonna do, offensive guy's gonna be out front. I'm gonna go both hands up. Again, Coach Bradley said this as well. I'm gonna go thumbs in right here, and I'm gonna go both hands in the back of Carl's armpits right here. For the beginning of this drill, we're not even gonna move him. All we're going to do is figure out the motion. How do I get to the next good position? And the first thing we're gonna do right here is this. All we're gonna do, we're gonna simply do a backhand reach where we're coming over the top. Boom, I'm going to knuckle. I got knuckles on this hand, I got knuckles on this hand. All I'm doing, all fours, meat hooks in. One of the key components here as you learn to score in a short offense is this. Basic wrestling fundamental. Basic wrestling fundamental 101 is elbows always in. When my elbows are in, I have a better chance to score and I stay in good position. So here, when I get to this position right here, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull my elbows in. It's almost like having a calf, if you live on a farm, in a chute. Once you have that calf in that chute, well, you can do all sorts of things to it. You can give it medicine, you can tag it, all sorts of different things. And so here, what I wanna do is I wanna put Carl right here in this chute so I'm in good position. So I'm starting with one knee down, my opponent is facing me, and the first thing I'm gonna do, whistle one, all I'm gonna do, backhand reach right here. I'm gonna get knuckle to knuckle. So partner down, all fours, I'm in starting position, whistle one, step one, boom, backhand reach right here. All my weight is on his shoulder, right here. You would think in wrestling it would be super simple just to run behind this guy, but there's one thing that's true. This guy doesn't want me to score on him, so he's gonna fight somehow, some way to keep me from scoring. So set position, step one, knuckle to knuckle. Step two, all I'm going to do, and this is a common mistake that I see a lot of people make. When we go to chase the backside here to get to that hamstring, a lot of times what we do is we run around this angle here. And when we run around that angle, all Carl's gonna do is he's just gonna circle his hips and run with me. So I'm here, I'm getting ready to go for the score, I run, and he just runs back up with me, and I just end up chasing him in a circle. So the thing that I wanna do is here, once I go here, knuckle to knuckle, I wanna get my outside hip to his hip as quickly as possible. So here, instead of chasing, all I'm gonna do, head up, chest up, I'm gonna turn my outside hip in, I'm gonna attack the hamstring, boom, here, and I'm just gonna run him over. I wanna cut that corner as quickly as possible. So here, double overs, thumbs in. Meat hooks here, elbows are in. Step one, knuckle to knuckle. Step two, my outside hip is gonna chase his hip. I'm going hamstring, head up, chest up, and I'm just gonna run him over right there. Going again, I'll go to the other side.
Well, the only thing I would say there that I thought was great, the difference between the pressure that you had when you were running the circle, when I was able to run up behind you, the difference when your weight came when you began to step over and chase the hamstring was night and day difference.
And remember, wrestling, it's one good position to the next good position. So it's not just about securing the score, it's securing the score and then putting him on his belly. So now I can move to the next good position. So let's turn this way. So here, now that time I was going left, which is my dominant side. This time, I'm gonna attack right. Same thing, I change the knee that's down, my right leg is up now. I'm gonna go knuckle to knuckle. Outside hip's gonna chase his hip, boom, hips in, I'm running over. Now, here's what's key, coaches. We have to give them time to learn here, okay? So coming in, just spending a few minutes every day here in practice. Hey, chase the backside, chase the backside, chase the backside. Literally just boom, over and over, right there, coming back. boom, over and over, right there. Then what we want to add, because this guy's going to fight us, all right? If we're wrestling a competitor, they're going to fight us. So now what we're going to do is we're going to let our opponent circle with us. And so when he circles with us, we're going to change directions. I love the old movie Karate Kid, because Mr. Miyagi takes the Karate Kid out there, and here's what he says. He says, I'm not teaching you how to kick. I'm not teaching you how to punch. I'm going to teach you how to wax on and wax off. And so really what we're doing here is we're dialing it in on the details of waxing on and waxing off. So the drill would look like this, slow motion. We don't just want to focus on speed. We want to be efficient. If we're efficient, we'll look fast. And so if I'm facing this way, all I'm going to do, I'm going to line my athletes up, get them in set position. I'm going to say chase left. All right, as I chase left and Carl circles right here, boom, I'm going to wax off, over the top, knuckle to knuckle, and chase right there. And I'm going to get him just about every time. And so again, here, slow motion, it looks like this. Chase left, chase right, boom, right there. Going again, one more time. Chase left, chase right, boom. And here's the issue here is we have to get our kids moving their feet. They have to be able to move their feet there. And so really basic, fundamental go behinds right here of going backhand reach, knuckle to knuckle, chase left, chase right. Now, the next step in this is this guy's gonna fight. If I'm wrestling a really good opponent and I allow him to stay on all fours, it's gonna be super hard for me to get the score, all right? Because he's gonna wrestle me back. And so one of the things I always teach in wrestling is this. If I put him on his knees, I take away his motion. If I put him on his head, I take away his strength. And so what I've got to get really good at, man, there's guys out there that have really mastered this. I've got to figure out how to get Carl from all fours up on the front of his head right here. Once he's here, he's in trouble. Put the butter on him, he's toast. And so here, all I'm gonna do, here's the motion. Again, thumbs in, meat hooks right here in his armpits. I mean, he should feel you ripping on those armpits. And so from here, here's the motion. I'm not just pulling him to me, because if I just pull him to me, what he'll do is his hands will just walk to me. He may even run over me and attack me. If I just pull a guy to me right here, he may just run through me right there. So what I wanna do, I wanna pull to me, and then I want to pull him to the mat, all right? So I'm going to pull him to me, and then I'm going to pull him to the mat. And what it's going to do is it's going to put him on his elbows right here, so the go behind is super simple. So again, set position, right here, double overs, meat hooks. All I'm going to do, I'm going to pull him to me, and now I'm going to pull him to the mat, right there, right there. It's almost going to be like a pull, and then a dip, tricep extension, pull, tricep extension. Pull, tricep extension, right there. The thing that I have to do as the offensive guy, I do have to be willing to give a little ground, okay? And so in here, when I pull him, I'm gonna pull him, watch my lead leg foot. I pull him, boom, right there. Now, once I get him to here, he's on his elbow, boom, knuckle to knuckle, chase the backside, run through it. Now, let me preface it with this. Even when you think you have the score, this guy's gonna fight his tail off, or that young lady is gonna fight her tail off to prevent you from getting the score. If it was that easy, we would score there every single time. It is work. So even when I'm moving, he's gonna be flagging his arm up, he's gonna be changing directions, he's gonna be quad podding up. So I've gotta make sure that I master going in both directions and then getting him to his elbows and his head. One more thing, go ahead.
Yeah, so one thing that I noticed there, and he talked about what my role as a defense guy was bringing my hand up, and I noticed that you were doing something with your hand, and I don't know if it was both of them specifically or your left hand. I could not get up, because that's one of the things that as I was doing that, I went to bring my arm up and I was stuck. So you talk about that a little bit.
So one of the things I want to do is when I pull and then I push, what happens is I pin his arms to the mat there. He can't get his arms up. Now, here's the thing. The window of opportunity to score in a live wrestling match is really, really small. I can drill this all day long, but I've got to know, bam, when to go, when to go, when to go. So there's a moment here, boom, pull, move, right there. There's my moment. I've got to be able to go, boom, right there, all right? If he circles with me, which he probably should if he's competitive at all, boom, I'm gonna move him, boom, go. He's gonna circle with me, boom. I go right back to the other side there. Listen, here's the thing. The sport of wrestling is about hustling and work. And you have got to work here in order to get the score. A couple other things real quick that I think are important is just knowing what this guy is doing. If I'm in this position here and Carl were to post this leg up, boom, I'd just pull him back down to both knees. Because here's what I know. Put him on his knees, I take away his motion. Get him to his head, I take away his strength. So coaches, I just want to encourage you. I call this a must-master position. You're gonna get there. Guy's gonna take a bad shot. You've got to be able to score. Once we master it from the mat, then what happens is we come up to our feet. We've seen some inside tie offensive stuff. If I'm in an inside tie, good position, head, hands in good position, and Carl shoots, he attacks, boom. Then right there, there's my easy snap, go behind and score, using the same fundamentals that we used on our go behind. So again, listen, meat hooks here, thumbs in, elbows in here. I'm attacking both sides, knuckle to knuckle, chase left, he goes with me, I go right back to right. Here's what I want to encourage you to do. It's gonna take some time. Don't get frustrated. Your athletes are gonna do it, they're gonna get frustrated. Make sure that you are helping them execute it the right way, not only by speaking and lecturing to them, but by giving them opportunity and giving them feedback. Make sure that outside hip is chasing the hip, and then we're running through him and putting him on his belly. One of the greatest things to see is a kid in an overtime match and another guy take a bad shot, and bam, easy go behind, he's getting his hand raised. I hope that your athletes will learn this technique, they'll use it, and you'll be seeing some young men and some young ladies get their hand raised.